Oh, good day there. It's the 29th of January, and I thought I'd start by asking the question, who is Gary Robinson? Now, we still have people asking that after all these years. My first racing information service was in about 1968. It was not long after that that I actually created the WinForm ratings. Anyway, at the time, a little bit longer, I got married, had quite a lot to do, was working in retail, blah, 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 blah. Didn't get a chance to get back into it until the mid to late 80s. That was when computerisation was just coming in for the first time. As you know, we've got artificial intelligence, we'll call it, because I use the GTX program and I'm able to look at horses closely. So, for example, today, 29th of January, I do like in Adelaide, Morphettville Race 5, number 1 Bad Detective. We've rated it as a $2.80 chance, so that's the 1.8 plus the 1 for the price, and it's actually paying around the $2.50. So some of the simple little tools, first of all, I have to tell you that the artificial intelligence part of this has already produced the ratings based on my guidelines, and it's looked at all the form and created a whole lot of other stuff for me. So if I'm looking at Bad Detective, I can see that on the 15th of January, it hadn't had a run for about a month. It had one before that over the 1200 at Morphettville, this track. At Strathalbyn, going over the extra 150 metres and carrying the 60.5 kilos that it had to carry. The rise at Strathalbyn, at very much uphill as they come into the turn, and horses that are leading do have trouble hanging on. Anyway, for this longer distance, and having a jockey like Jason Holder, who just happens to be one of the best jockeys in this particular race, and being able to take off from barrier 3, obviously would be leading our speed map with the ability to be on the pace. Won't be running uphill anywhere, it's a lot flatter track, and it will be a good chance of winning this race. So the other thing we can do, we've got this here, it's called Compare. And what I'm able to do, I'm able to see its last run there, Bad Detective. It beat two other horses that are in this race, Tyrux and Point Reachwat. And it beat them, both of them, by about 1.5 lengths each, and only meets them about half a kilo worse off. And the advantage is it's also fitting in the barrier position and coming from barrier 3. So barrier 5 last time. This one comes from barrier 12. I don't know where it is today. Couldn't be bothered looking, but we're sitting in a perfect position. We've got the chance to be up there on the pace. You can see these are not on pace runners. And so it looks like it's got those beaten for sure. And that was a second rated one there. So we've got another one, See You Later Baby, one at Oakbank last start. Third to the turn, runs on the pace, comes from barrier 6. Prior to that, one over 1200, but having won a maiden race last start, what that's telling you is that it's not fully tested against this class of horses, whereas Bad Detective came in and Strowland was running in a Class 1 race. And so this race is actually a little bit down in class values. So we'll be on that. Anyway, that is just telling you something about how I look at form. I was looking at the form like that way back in 68. It wasn't until a couple of years after that that I had created the WinForm ratings based basically on how fast a bloody horse could run and adjusting for the weights and the barriers and all the rest, creating my own special tables. And they've been redone over the years. A little bit of AI has gone in there, and that's fine. Now, as for me, myself personally, I've been in the game a hell of a long time. I've pitched myself out there from the 80s trying to get some satisfaction for punters. It's very hard because the government agencies I've spoken to, virtually every racing minister in every state, a lot of the stakeholders, government officials, all the rest. I've even consulted with the VRC on managing what would you call it, consistency on racing, how you can find scams and so on. I remember being asked about Damien Oliver, who got picked up for being a cheat. He only got picked up once, but the powers that be decided that that was all it was going to be. No more looking. You're a bad boy. We're going to suspend you for a little while, and you better be better in future. Okay, but Damien Oliver, strangely enough, was the only jockey in Australia that has refused to talk to me. He would only talk to me if I sent his agent a list of questions and he would supply the answers. That's not what I do. I always used to speak directly with all the jockeys. I've spoken to some of the greatest jockeys. I've spoken to people who have won Melbourne Cups, great jockeys, and they always talk to me. They tell me what they do in races. They give me hints on what happens during the race. And that's how I get to know them. I've spoken to all of the major trainers over the years. And as a matter of fact, you might remember Maxie Lees, and of course his son Chris Lees. I actually taught Maxie's daughter how to play guitar at one stage, so that's another story. But anyway, the thing is, I've been in this game for a hell of a long time. I know what I'm doing. I have been a regular winner over all my time in the punt. I've raced horses. I'm now involved a little bit in the breeding. Who is Gary Robinson? I've been on virtually every sporting radio station in Australia. I have been on most of the TV stations. I'm the sort of person that would ring me up and asking questions about racing, what was my opinion and so on. The last of them was when the Waterhouses got a New South Wales betting licence, Tom Waterhouse. And I was able to give my opinion on that, which probably nobody took any notice of it. But anyway, he doesn't seem to be so much in the game anymore. But the interesting thing is that I have been there, done that, and I know what I'm doing. And that's why I've been involved in this program. That's how you can get some information. But I'm also available through these videos to talk about how I do things. So that's what I've done today. Will this horse win today? Maybe yes, maybe no. I actually give it something like 1 chance in 2.5 of winning. Okay, so that's a fairly good chance, and I'm on already. I've got a few hundred on it, and I expect to get a result. I usually win more than 40% of my selections. They place 80% of the time almost, so I'm right in there. I'm not saying do anything. You'll notice there's a thing in there today, and it tells you about how you can join the Winform Racing Club. It just means I'll be giving you some actual more analysis on races and so on. And also we have a special selection section that's available through the website where you can go and get some info on the day. So thank you for watching for now, and good luck. And that's who I am. I'm Gary Robinson. I am what I say I am, and I do wish you all the best of luck. Goodbye for now.